Blessed Sunday, everybody. April 19th today. I hope you're doing well in Jesus' name. Our devotional today says, the inescapable call. In Acts 6:4 we read, but we will devote ourselves to prayer and to the ministry of the word. The ministry of the word is not a profession, but a divine responsibility. Those who are called must understand that prayer and ministry are inseparable. It is not a matter of human ability or eloquence, but of deep communion with God. Many are impressed by people who have theological degrees, doctor so-and-so, Bible expositories, and they go up there on stage. Sometimes they have debates. They're very eloquent. They're very knowledgeable. They use big fancy words that nobody understands to impress everybody. But there's no deep communion with God. You hear their presentations and it sounds really nice, it sounds really great, but there's no depth, there's no deep communion with God. The Spirit of God is not there. And so you receive information basically, but is your life transformed by those messages? Every word spoken should be the outflow of a heart bowed low, allowing God Himself to speak through it. I need to read this again. Every word spoken should be the outflow of a heart bowed low, allowing God Himself to speak through it. Only when prayer holds its rightful place can the word be ministered with life and power. It's through this unity with Christ that the words spoken out of our mouth have life and power. It's as if He is speaking through us. And that's the way it should be. Prayer prepares the way for the word to flow in freedom. Prayer prepares the way for the word to flow in freedom. If you don't receive revelation on new sins in your life, question yourself. You're not growing spiritually. This is what's essential in our walk with Jesus. Are we growing spiritually every day, closer and closer? And one thing that has marked me, this book is the title is Called to Die. How we are called to die daily. And I see in my own life how there are still many areas in my life where I refuse to die. And that doesn't honor God. The Bible calls us to be perfect as God is perfect. But we know that we will not reach this perfection until Jesus comes back and makes us exactly like Him. But there is one area in which we can be as perfect as God, and that is in having a merciful heart towards others, to show mercy towards the unsaved and saved, towards everybody. When they rub you the wrong way, when it's difficult to be in their presence, to have conversations with them. I face these things as well, my friends. And I see how it confronts me, it drains me, because I don't want it. But I have to carry the death of Jesus in me, the dying of Jesus. How He died to Himself throughout the day, facing the authority of imperfect people, facing criticism, judgment, mockery. Didn't respond to that. And He was confronted with the same difficulties we have. There is no area in which He was not tempted. So when I ever find myself in a situation where I don't know how to handle this person, I don't know what to do, I remind myself, Jesus, You were tempted in the same area, just like me. Help me to have the same compassion and mercy that You have. Help me to embrace this person, even if we are at total opposites, if we disagree on many things. Why should I reject this person because they're different than I am? That shows me how I am still selfish and I want things to go my way. I only want to be surrounded with people that I like, that I get along with. We need discernment, of course. I'm not going to go and hang out with unsaved people who are alcoholics or drug addicts, or people who can pull me into the world again. That's not what I'm talking about. But even when I observe people like that, what are my thoughts towards them? Do I criticize them, or do I have compassion and pray and say, Lord, help them? I don't have to sit with them and have a conversation, but I will pray for them. We're surrounded by all sorts of evil, my friends. And it calls us to die to ourselves. Seek to have this union with God, and everything else will flow from that. In Jesus' name, God bless you.